Hey guys, it is time to spring forward, and we all know what that means. It means that we need to do a little upkeep around the house. So I want to point out a few things that you need to do in addition to the usual. We want to make sure that, of course, you are checking your smoke detectors, you are changing those batteries, and you're keeping your family fire safe in the spring and in the fall. But here are 7 other things that you need to look into this weekend so that you are making sure that your house is efficient, that you are saving money by solving problems, and avoiding big disasters down the road by doing a little bit of inspection before summertime hits. So let's dive into those 7 things. Oh, and be sure that you subscribe, because there are great videos coming every week from HVAC, and I don't want you to miss any of it. Let's talk about your gutters. Over the winter, we saw a lot of snow and heavy ice build up, and a lot of people had ice dams. And what happens with that is that it backs up under your roof line, and that's because your gutters were filled with gunk and weren't draining properly. So you need to get outside now and take a look at what was going on. So what I want you to do is inspect the mulch beds around your house. And you want to see if the mulch has been blown out. It's often because the rainwater overflows from the gutter. It doesn't go down the downspouts, it just spills over and it will disperse the mulch. So that's your first clue that you have a water drainage issue, and you want to address it before the heavy rains come. Be sure that you check the downspouts themselves. You want to make sure that they are still snug to the house, that they haven't loosened up. You want to see if there are any missing parts, because sometimes they could be in the neighbor's yard. And you definitely want to take a look at the bottom of the downspout to make sure that it's intact and it is draining in the direction that it should be. And you want to make sure that it is pointing away from your foundation. So if you thought you had some critters in the house over the winter, well, it is time to make sure that they don't decide to stick around and that new friends don't show up. So I want you to go to the outside of your house and check where the utilities enter. There are spots where the pipes and wires enter your home for all sorts of utilities, and you need to check these gaps right around here. I definitely will be caulking this. This is an area that is easy enough for a mouse or bugs to get into. So you want to grab some caulk, or you can get the spray expanding foam to seal up these areas and keep out the unwanted guests. If you covered up your AC unit outside, you want to make sure that you get the cover off of it, because you never want to turn your AC system on while it is still covered. So take the cover off now, plenty of time between snow and AC time. So let it breathe, and if necessary, turn off the circuit breaker to your AC unit and remove the grill on the top and remove all of the leaves or debris that managed to get inside. Be sure to check on your HVAC system, and be sure that you change the filter. You'd be surprised how much gunk builds up over the winter. You should change this every 3 months unless directed otherwise by your manufacturer. Don't forget about that ceiling fan. Make sure that the motor spins the blades clockwise in the winter but counterclockwise in the summer to bring the warm air up out of the way so your living space feels cooler. And be sure to venture into that utility closet. You want to check your water main once or twice a year to make sure that the handle has not gotten so frozen solid, not from cold, but from mineral deposits. So you want to be sure that you turn the main off and back on once a year to make sure that that handle will be movable in an emergency. Before we wrap things up, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. And definitely check out this video up here on how to open a tube of caulk. If you're going to tackle that exterior caulking around those utility lines, you want to make sure that you're opening that tube of caulk properly so that you're not wasting it. And it's a very simple hack if you know how to do it right.